Good afternoon, guys. This is going to be more of an informative video. Don't forget to subscribe, like, share, ring the bell. We're almost, getting close to 5,000 subs. So, guys, help me get up there, okay, for our channel. And this video is going to, like I said, informative, and it falls in line with the Quinton Simon case and the Summer Wells case. So, listen up. You may find out something that you didn't know. Some of you may already know it, and some of you may want to know it, but just don't feel like looking it up. So here it is. It says, if you've ever watched one of the many crime dramas on television, you have likely heard various terms like suspect and person of interest and more. While they all sound similar, they each play a different specific role in an investigation. Understanding these terms, especially if you or a loved one is involved in the investigation, can help you know what the differences are between them and what a police officer may want to talk to you about. Subject. A subject is a person who is usually considered to have been involved in a criminal activity that is being investigated. However, there may not be any specific evidence to hold this individual to account. Usually, an interview will take place with the subject to try to gather more evidence from their account, informally or in front of a grand jury. Subjects should always seek legal advice. Person of interest. This term is widely used to describe a person who may have been involved in a crime and who the police are interested in finding out more about. However, if they don't have enough evidence to call them a suspect, they are not able to take action. Suspect. A suspect is a person whom the prosecutor believes committed a particular crime or crimes, and they have reasonable grounds based on the evidence to make this accusation. Though the person is considered a suspect, they may not yet have been formally accused. As not all investigations are criminal investigations, there may be some cases where there are no suspects, but law enforcement officers still require information from the relevant people. A target. A target is an individual whom the prosecutors have managed to compile significant evidence against. The target is usually only named when prosecutors feel they have sufficient evidence to bring about criminal charges. On occasion, the U.S. Attorney's Office sends targets a letter to let them know that they are under criminal investigation, which should catalyze them to seek legal representation. An individual identified as a target, therefore, is more likely to assert their Fifth Amendment right against self-incrimination and refuse to answer questions or cooperate with law enforcement officers. A federal criminal investigation can involve many different people, and not all of them will be accused of breaking the law. Prosecutors are not legally bound to tell individuals whether they are subjects, targets, or persons of interest, and therefore seeking legal guidance is the safest course of action. So there you have it, guys. That's evidently the guidelines between whether you're a suspect, a subject, a person of interest, or a target. So think back at what law enforcement has said over the two different cases. Like with Ronnie Lawson, he says everybody's a person of interest, but refuses to name a suspect or a subject or anything. With the Quinton Simon case, they have named Leilani a primary suspect. But by these guidelines that I just read off, she's technically a target because she has already been named. So do your own research, find out, or, use your brain, whatever you want to do. Where do wouldn't Dawn and Candace be a suspect, not just a person of interest? I think maybe law enforcement needs to go back to school and get all their ducks in a row, because they're saying that a suspect in the Quinton case, that a suspect would not be named, that a target would be named. With the Summer Wells case, Dawn and Candace is a suspect, but they're only being named as persons of interest. I don't get it, guys. I really don't get it. And it seems like the more and more that we go through these cases, I'm losing more and more faith in today's law enforcement. And it doesn't just stop with local, we're talking like state and federal. Because, in my opinion, if local law enforcement isn't doing their job or doing it to the best of the ability, then state should step in and take over, whether they're asked or not. And if state is not doing their job to the best of their ability, then I believe federal should step in without being asked. And I mean, just my opinion. I just thought you guys, or some of you might want to know this little, the differences between the four categories. And let's just pray and hope that some of these cases, if not all of them, are solved soon, that we get justice for these kids and the victims, no matter their age. And we all just get a little peace of mind, because I know all our minds are just reeling and all our hearts are breaking. And I just hope and pray that these victims, no matter their age, gets justice as soon as possible. And that's not going to happen unless law enforcement actually steps up and really does what they're supposed to be doing all along. And I'll catch you on the next video, guys. God bless.